Yes, Kenya. Tamu sana, tamu sana, tamu sana, yes. We are heading into very interesting times under William Ruto's rule. Kimani Ichung'wah, the majority leader in the National Assembly, has introduced a bill in Parliament that technically seeks to do away with the Auditor General. So Ruto's Kenya Kwanza government does not want to be held accountable on how it's spending taxpayers' money. Besides that, the bill is also providing that any person can be the Auditor General, including foreigners. And that's also very interesting because already we have seen William Ruto appointing a Dutch national Professor Patrick as the Chancellor, University of Nairobi. So it's highly also possible that if this bill sells through in the coming months or years, we might have a foreigner as our Auditor General. Let's have a look at the story as captured by NTV. Government plans to remove Auditor General as head of National Audit Office. The government has proposed a raft of changes at the Office of the Auditor General that, if enacted into law, will drastically affect operations at the National Audit Office as it seeks to push for zero-fault audit reports of institutions that receive public funds. The government-sponsored Public Audit Amendment Bill 2024 before Parliament seeks to empower the Audit Advisory Board to be responsible for providing advisory on budget plans and estimates, human resource management, and any other matter that might be referred to the board by the Auditor General. The Auditor General is the current head and accounting officer of the National Audit Office. So you are seeing that a board is being formed, and the Auditor General will be reporting to that board. Currently, the Auditor General is the final. Upon getting reports, the Auditor General presents them to Parliament. But with this new bill, the Auditor General will first report to this board. The Audit Advisory Board shall include Auditor General, who shall be the chairperson, the Attorney General, or a nominee and a representative of Institute of Certified Public Accountants of Kenya, ISPAC. There is also the chairperson of the Budget and Appropriations Committee of the National Assembly, or his or her nominee, in this case now Ndindi Nyoro, and two representatives from Parliament, one from the National Assembly and the other from Senate, committees in charge of public finance and audit. This means that the nominees of the Association of Professional Societies of East Africa, Law Society of Kenya, LSK, and the chairperson of Public Service Commission, PSC, the current members of the board, will not be represented if the bill sells through. And then the interesting bit again, the bill limits the qualification of an individual to be appointed Auditor General to a practicing member of good standing of a professional body of accountants recognized by the Accounts Act. This will likely open the door for the appointment of foreigners to head a crucial office that audits the expenditures of state security agencies like Kenya Defense Forces KDF, National Intelligence Service NIS, and the Kenya Police, among other critical security installations. Yes. So you are seeing that the qualifications to hold that office have been watered down. Anybody can hold that office. Even foreigners can hold that office of the Auditor General. I want us to put all this into perspective for Kenyans to understand what this means and why Ruto's government is doing this. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give this video a like. Let's proceed. What does this mean and why is Ruto's government doing this? If this bill succeeds in parliament, then William Ruto and his Kenya Kwanza government will have succeeded in killing the independence of that office of the Auditor General. As provided today in our constitution, that office should be independent. But by now, Attorney General being brought in, Ndindi Nyoro being brought in, and such individuals, this office will not be independent. It will be controlled by the government, and just as the government insists, it wants zero fault in the audit. The government does not want any fault from the Auditor General's reports. So the office will not be independent. And that spells doom because we know that Auditor General's office also audits the counties and even political parties. Any office that receives funds from the public coffers, Auditor General's office audits all of them. So I'm seeing a situation where the auditing will be politicized to settle political scores. If you are a governor who is a critic of the government, then this office will most definitely implicate you. And now that this Auditor General is also going to audit the political parties, it's very clear the office will be used to settle political scores. Yes, it's coming out very, very clearly. So this is a clear proof that Ruto's government does not want to be held accountable on how it's using taxpayers' money. Corruption is rampant in Kenya Kwanza government. This government is trying to blind Kenyans, trying to deny Kenyans an opportunity to know exactly what is happening, to know exactly on how taxpayers' money is spent. I want be known to conclude that this is a corrupt government, and this government is just laying out strategies early enough for them to indulge in mega corruption. That's what is happening here, ladies and gentlemen. Kenyans should resist and reject this. If Kenyans allow this, then Kenya will wake up when it's very late that everything has been looted and the economy has collapsed. Let me stop it there, ladies and gentlemen. Just as I did indicate, if you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give this video a like. Those watching us outside Kenya, drop a comment, let us know from which part of the globe you are watching us from. And for those who may not know, we are now on TikTok, where we continue with our daily political analysis. Just go to your TikTok app, search for Dennis Odingo. Let's meet in our next analysis.